Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, baby. I'm Booker T, six-time world champ, two-time Hall of Famer. I got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. Coming off that commercial, oh my God, man, get bricked up in a heartbeat. I'm talking about. What you laughing at, man? What's going on?
Wait, no, I just like how you came. Hey, I'm Booker T. You came in real smooth. You came in real smooth, man.
Oh
To be
man, I
honest with
just
you.
wanted the flow to actually mix with the commercial, man, because the commercial's banging. I'm telling you right now, Blue Chew is literally one of our number one sponsors
Day
for
one.
no for a reason, man, because they do it, and do it big. Yeah, man. But man, it's a lot going on out there right now, man. I don't even know what it started. Actually,
Um, I know, right? I mean, what's
you know,
what's top on your mind?
you know what? I think we start with AJ Lee coming back.
Woo!
AJ Lee is back after 10 years, 10 years, right?
10.
10 years, AJ Lee is back, and she looks just as good as ever. I
She looks
mean,
great.
she's in great shape. It seems like the fans has been almost like that CM Punk moment has been waiting and anticipating AJ Lee to make a comeback. You know what? I didn't think we'd ever see AJ Lee ever again
I didn't
inside
either.
inside of a wrestling ring. It seemed like she was so far detached from, the wrestling thing. Seemed like that time away from it, totally put her in a totally different headspace. And I get it, man. I get it. The wrestling business, it could chew you up, can spit you out, man. Seriously. I mean, it can happen that quick. You could be on the rise, seriously, in this business. And then one day, boom, it's all over with. AJ chose to step away from the business. You know what I mean? And step away from the business at her highest peak, right?
Mm-hmm.
AJ
Yeah.
was as hot as she ever could be when she stepped away from it. I give her a lot of credit for that. I give her a lot of credit for that, as well as I give AJ Lee a lot of credit for coming back and finishing this thing and finishing in the WWE. It's so cool, actually. It's cool for the fans because the fans, like I say, they've been waiting on this, man. And I'm sure the fans, just like myself, was wondering if they were ever going to see AJ Lee in the ring again. And for me, what I take away from it is, someone like Roxanne Perez getting a chance to have that moment, perhaps with an AJ Lee, someone that I'm sure she looked up to coming up, getting into the business at such a young age. So it's so many variables that's going to play out with AJ coming back. And I'm more importantly, I'm just happy to see AJ Lee back in a wrestling ring. Seriously.
I am too. When she retired, initially right after WrestleMania 31, I was like you. I'm like, we ain't seeing AJ again. That's it. Especially with everything going on with CM Punk at the time. That was after Punk had left the company under his, bad times or what have you. So I didn't think that we'd ever see it back. But I will tell you, when at the end of Clash in Paris, when Becky Lynch got involved, I'm thinking, okay, where are they going with this? Because we have WrestlePalooza coming up. This is the first ESPN WWE show. They've got to do something big. And then when she started slapping Punk on Monday Night Raw, I said, okay, there's only one way you can book this. There's only one way. There's only one way. And it what happened. And AJ, on a night that it was John Cena's last SmackDown, the story was AJ Lee, and that's no slight to John at all, who, by the way, had a great match with Sami Zayn, and Brock Lesnar was on SmackDown. I feel like we're not talking about that as much as we are talking about AJ Lee because she deserves it. She was a groundbreaking, I think, woman in that Divas era. She kind of felt like the anti-diva in some ways. She was a great foil for people like the Bella Twins, and people such as that caliber. They just matched up really well together. And I think it's one of the most surprising, comebacks in the last few years. And actually, a little plug for myself on Yahoo today on Uncrowned. I actually wrote an article about the 5 most surprising returns the last 15 years. And I will say AJ, she might make that list now when you think about it, because that was a hell of a pop.
Big pop. It's one thing about aura. It's something about the
Mm,
it factor. Um, AJ kind of like created her own little thing. She had her own, thing going, and so many young wrestlers that came up after her kind of like picked up on that, start trying to be like AJ with the tennis shoes, to skip, and just the flow, everything. And you see her mark her DNA on so many young wrestlers. You got to give her props for that. That kind of stuff. It don't happen by accident. It don't happen by osmosis or anything like that. You don't slip on a banana peel and find that kind of charisma, and people gravitate to you the way they have gravitated to AJ. So I'm just looking forward to seeing, what kind of work we're going to see out of AJ here in the future, because AJ was always like, feisty, so always spicy. She was never overpowering or anything like that, but she could always go in the ring and move you and make you feel something when you watched her perform. So 10 years later, man, 10 years removed, we're going to get a chance to see exactly what this new form of AJ looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. And to me, obviously she got to go up there against Becky first off at WrestlePalooza, but I highly doubt this is a one-off thing for her. So when you think about the potential matchups, you mentioned one that I think everybody has already talked about, which is her and Roxanne Perez, because I know there's a photo out there of Roxanne as a young girl crying when she was meeting AJ Lee
Yeah.
at a signing, I believe. And then
Yeah.
there's obviously the connection there. To me, it feels like Roxanne Perez is an evolution of AJ Lee. Like, you can see the direct lineage there. So that's one. But can you imagine AJ Lee and Liv Morgan? They kind of got a similar vibe going on in some ways. AJ and Rhea Ripley.
And it's like I say, it's so many different variables that this thing can play, So I'm just looking forward to seeing it. I don't want to book it or anything. I threw Roxanne out there because I knew how big Roxanne was of a fan. Coming up, Roxanne wanted to be the reality of wrestling champion, as a little girl before she wanted to be the WWE champion. So she's grown up watching, and aspiring to be someone like an AJ Lee. So this is perfect for me. So I'm just going to sit back, watch it, and see how this thing play out, man. It's going to be great.
But think about that card. We only know 2 matches so far, but just you're going to have a mixed tag. CM Punk and AJ Lee in a WWE ring again after 10 years is crazy.